This is Decent for We the People News. And this video, I believe, went blank. It's Paul Unslaved. I'm not an attorney, don't care to be an attorney. Whatever I say is just a learning deal to check out the outside forces upon us and give us some understanding of what's going on that some people out there may be a little confused about as time progresses for this guy. Alright, he's standing as a man, and boy, can he talk, and I wish I could walk in court and be as good as him. So if he ever gets into it, like a Supreme Courts and all that, whew, I feel sorry for the Supreme Courts, and I don't even usually feel sorry for them. I'm going to show this video because it's just quick, and I'm going to get down to the point what's going to happen during the claim.
Record you here. I need everybody's first and last name and business card, sir. Oh yeah. No, I'm not interfering. So you guys just handcuff me, put me in the back of a car for 30 minutes, and then change your story, sir. Can I just have everybody's first and last name and business cards, please, since you just arrested me? You know, we don't want to refuse to identify in the course of our duty, do we, fellas? Sure. No, actually you do. You have to present 3 forms of identification upon request. Well, I can show you the regulation if you'd like, sir. Only in the commission of a crime, sir. I did not commit a crime. I did not cause any loss, injury, or harm, and I don't have a contract with anyone to not be in a publicly accessible area.
Here is 2 officers over there. My information's at the bottom. The badge got there. My name.
Okay, I appreciate you.
Like I said, if you want to get a copy of the report, I can give it 5 to 7 days.
Sure.
Contact Edgewater Police Department. The number's on the ticket. You can get a copy of the report. The case number's on the top.
Sure.
Okay.
And then obviously you'll be expecting email from me because I'm going to have to serve you properly in order to summons you.
The email's not properly served, but if you want to go through Jeffco and have me served, that's fine.
Sure. Okay.
We're in Jefferson County. Okay.
Okay.
While you're here, so you can be on the sidewalk, but if you start interfering with the National Guard operation,
Sure.
you start making it so people can't get in the parking lot, that's going to cause an issue.
I understand that totally, sir.
Parking lot, sorry, the sidewalk is good, the parking lot's not good. We're on this property.
Okay. Okay. And then just for, one more time for the record, right? You believe that you had legal authority here, not lawful authority. You arrested me unlawfully, but you believe it's a legal arrest, right?
Okay, so you were asked to leave the property, correct?
Sure.
You didn't leave at that time, so they called the cops.
Well, I actually had the cops called. I asked them to call police so they could explain to me. And as they did, I walked out to the sidewalk,
You
right?
showed up here because you refused to leave at that time.
Sure.
So when we got here...
That's their belief, right? Is what you're saying?
On the property.
Yeah, right here.
After you've been asked to leave.
On my way out, right? I was walking out to the sidewalk. Sure.
Okay, so that's why you got issued a ticket for trespass. We didn't go anything more than that, like disturbing the peace or whatnot, because I don't think you rose to that level.
No.
You've been semi-polite with me, cooperative. You've been polite with me.
Sure.
But semi-cooperative.
Sure.
Obviously, we found out you were via some other means that we have.
Sure.
Other than that, do you have any questions for me today?
No, not really. I think you may be under misunderstanding, but one thing was true. You were cordial with me. You were as respectful as I guess you believed you should be. These 2 gentlemen, they have an attitude problem, and they need to correct it because they're out here putting hands on men and women with legal beliefs, and it's unlawful, right? So, I don't know how you guys do that. Maybe back at the cafeteria, you guys have a conversation. Sure, but they have an attitude in the way that they speak like they're in charge, like they run the country, like they run this county. You guys are representatives of the people, right? You guys are not here to be in charge of the people. So, people need to sort of, again, I have a case right now.
Police officers, law enforcement, are here to preserve order.
Sure, but you're policy enforcement, not law enforcement, sir. They're very big different. Legal and lawful are very big. We'll settle it in court, sir.
We can agree to this.
Sure, I appreciate you.
Make sure you show up on the court date 6/8/2021.
Well, I don't know that I'll be...
Here, 1800 Harlan Street, Edgewater.
Okay, so legal and lawful. We talked about this a little bit in some of my videos, right? When he files these claims, y'all, this is going to be the tricky part is, okay? Now, he's standing as a man, which is within the guidelines of the Constitution and common law. Now, common law and Constitution technically does not have no statutes or codes or anything like that. So, if he wins these cases, it's not going to exist as the codes that you normally look up. Okay? This is the reason why when some of the people actually win these cases, you can never find them. Number one, some of the people throw a lawsuit and they settle and they take a big hunk of change, walk away, and the case gets dismissed and thrown in the trash. Okay? Because they do not want this on record. They absolutely do not want this on record. And it cannot be record because there's a totally different jurisdiction of the courts anyway. Alright, now some people says there is no common law courts. But there is, but it has to be enacted in a different way of the process. Alright, and it goes a little deeper in that. But it is a really big pain to go into an Article 3 courts. I mean, they try everything they can do to hide the Article 3 courts, but I don't know how to access it. So don't give me a line on that. I'm just going to go by with, some of the other cases that's went in through. Now, if you don't do this correctly, them statutes and codes will put your ass in big trouble, y'all. So when you do this, and if you try to learn anything from him, really do understand what he is trying to tell you, and really do learn this. Alright? A couple of videos he's got, case laws, right? But he's using it as the guidelines for them, not the guidelines for him. Alright? So that right there puts him into the common law Constitution area, not the civil law, right? So he's throwing all these things back at them and say, hey, this is what you got to do. This does not attend to I, a man. And I'm really interested in checking more of his stuff out, and see if I can clean up some of my documents that I use, and because knowledge is power, and the cleaner it is, the better off you are. Alright, my documents actually have all kinds of case laws and all that kind of stuff. I got like 80 pages in a court case I am at now, but right now it's at a standstill. They don't know what to do with me. It's just kind of lingering in the court, where they're trying to figure out what can they do to me, right? Because I put them in a box. So, and this is where I'm going back into, this is what he's doing. He's putting the civil law, these codes and statutes, and slowly putting everything in a box where they have no place to move. And if they ever decide to move anywhere, it's going to have to be in the Article 3 courts. That's the reason why he's going to go ahead and press forward onto a federal deal, right? Because the local magistrates have no authority. They have no jurisdiction, right? With these codes and statutes and all that, the only way this actually applies to you is with consent. You volunteer for this every single time. You guys can bring it up, Constitution rights, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, right? But they do show good faith. Because if everybody, if the courts did not do that, then everybody would really have the full composition that they actually do not have a constitutional rights, right? So they still got to go in there and lie and trick you, okay? But civil law has no constitution. And courts has plain out said, you have no constitutional rights in my court. Right? So it's been known about this, right? But again, there is times when courts kind of go in your favor to play the system where all the sheep don't become knowledgeable, right? They cannot have all these sheep being knowledgeable. They're overpowered. There's 365 million people against 5 million altogether officers between federal government and army and police and sheriff and all that. There's only 5 million of them. So if you get 365 million people figuring this out, and this is what they're doing to we the people, this would be traumatic for the courts. You know, they're liking this conveyor belt thing. You know, come in here, plead not guilty, and we'll drop your charges into a less deal, and you'd be free to go, right? Well, most people have jobs and all that kind of stuff, so they're going to go in there and go ahead and plead guilty to go and just be done with it, right? My son's done it, my niece has done it. You know, they was innocent, and they did a plea because they didn't want this hanging over their heads. They wanted to get on about their lives, and the district attorney or the I can't remember what they're called, court attorney, plays along with this, right? He's not there for you. He's there to make the plea for you. He's there for the belt to be going smoothly, so that way when you go into the courts, everything's all settled and done. But most of these attorneys are not there for you. And this is where people get confused. They operate in Esquire, okay? Foreign jurisdiction. Let me see that. Alright, they're under the Bar Union of England. I know, there's conspiracy theory and all this, but conspiracy theory has facts to it to be conspiracy theory, y'all. You guys talk about all these things, but this is case laws over and over and over. This is Supreme Court opinions over and over and over. It does exist, and just because everybody else looks straight ahead and not all the way around to see what the cause and effect is, they want to just stay straight, where they just keep falling. All the sheep just keeps falling everybody off the cliff. You know, the funny thing is, when we was a kid, well, if your friend jumped off the bridge, would you do it? Well, the correct answer would be yes. That is the correct answer, y'all. Because that's exactly what we the people are doing. We've been little sheep, and we're falling for everybody to jump off the bridge. More along the lines of convenience and all this kind of stuff. You know, I'm guilty in some of it. You know, I paid speeding tickets, even though I wasn't speeding, just because I got to go to work. You know, it took too much time out of my hands to do all this. And it's just one of them things. So the point of the story is he's operating in the man capacity, and that's within the guidelines of the inalienable rights, right? We talked about this on some of my other videos, okay? The Constitution is a stop sign for the government not to intervene in our inalienable rights side, our private side. We are allowed to conduct business as we see fit, as long as we do not commit harm upon another. This speeding ticket, unless you get into a wreck, did not cause harm. Oh, well, we're just going to go ahead and charge for future crimes that you may or may not commit. Well, we're trying to stop people from getting into a wreck. Well, do you have any factual evidence I would have got into that wreck? No. Is it possible? Well, yes. But it's possible me getting in the wreck doing the speed limit. Y'all, we got to get this mindset out of this, you know. They're charging us with future crimes that has not happened. You are guilty until proven innocent. Why do you think on them tickets it does never, ever say innocent? Never. It says not guilty. Not guilty and innocent, you know. It's not the same definition. It's the trickery of the words, and I've talked about this on other videos. Quit playing the stupid little games. You know, you guys may think I'm idiots. That's fine and dandy. But this idiot is studying. So, I'm not the brightest tree on the block. I had to study. And I got to get water put in my brain, and keep it fed and all that kind of stuff, I got to do things over and over and over. And, and I talked about this in the past before anyway, right? I have a retaining disorder. So I got to keep studying. If I take a 6-month break, if I take a year break, I forget it. So, I got to keep myself occupied in this. And there is certain things that does stick because of over and over thing. But the main part of this is, we need to stay out of the cocks of dissidents, quit looking straight forward, quit following all the sheep off the bridge, and stand as a man. I mean, if someone comes over to your house and says you didn't pay a fine and decides to slap your wife or husband around, you wouldn't put up with that. But because they have officer, but that's okay, right? So it's okay for any local government to come and abuse your family, but it's not okay for everybody else. Well, because this, and this. It's excuses, y'all. You guys are using excuses because of the title. They have not this authority, y'all. We've been so dumbed down from the school. What do you think they're trying to push the issue, getting the schools back open and all that? They need to get back in there so they can be dumbed down. Why do you think all the schools, the whole through the day in the school, is the exact same thing as prison? You got to be in school the X amount of time. You're going to have break outside, just like prison. You got a lunch break when they tell you got a lunch break, just like prison. Then you may get a freaking afternoon outside, just like prison. Then you ordered when you're going to eat. Well, just like prison. So we need to kind of back out of this dissidence and wake up a little bit, y'all. Like I said before, this is case law on top of case law that this been going on. Okay? That's where we're at today. You guys act like I'm the idiot and I'm the one studying. You guys, some of you guys complain, and that's great, fine. I don't mind kind of showing my knowledge a little bit. But nobody's ever sat there and proven to me there's actually been a president that signed off on the Civil War. Nobody's ever proven that World War I has been signed off to end World War I. Now there is World War II been signed off, so I give that. But that means we're still in war crimes. That means we're still under martial law. And we're under the rule of the Part 3. I must say it again and remind you guys. Why is there a United States of America in caps? Why is there a United States of America in small letters? Why is there a United States in caps? Why is there a United States in small? Why is there a U.S. citizen? Everything in law matters. So all three of them, which jurisdiction are you under? If they have different meanings, when you go to court, do you really understand or overstand what jurisdiction you're under? Are you under the Constitution of America in caps? Are you under the Constitution, of the United States? And P.S., y'all, a small print. is for the Constitution for the United States. Not United States of America, either one of them. Not the big caps, United States, but it's the United States in small. Is what the Constitution's in. Anyway, I rambled on a little too much, and I apologize. But the point is, if he wins these cases, you guys are not going to find it. It's going to be in a different court system. It's going to be under common law and not these codes and statutes, okay? This is Diesel for the people. Appreciate your time and patience of listening to me rap and rave. Till next time. Never, never, never look just straight forward. Always look around you, for the outside forces may want to commit harm upon you. And they do it. Bye, y'all.